Yo, what's going on everybody, it's your boy KAIO and I'm back again this time to give another One Piece video, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys my review of One Piece chapter 1026. Now before I get into this video, I know you guys want me to talk about it, I want to talk about it, but I did do a Sanji versus Queen video. I will leave a link in the description for you to check that out. And now I've got to do this Zoro versus King video and this Luffy versus Kaido video as soon as possible, because I generally thought that Oda would do Sanji versus Queen now and that he would blue ball us with Luffy, Momonosuke and Yamato versus Kaido, and he didn't. He just went straight in there and he was like, yeah, you know what, here you go. The stuff that we got within this chapter, or for the majority of the chapter, it wasn't Momonosuke, Yamato and Luffy versus Kaido. It was mainly the starting of Luffy versus Kaido, even though we did get a little glimpse of Momonosuke doing somewhat damage, if barely any damage to Kaido. It was still pretty fun because Kaido did let out a scream. Basically Momonosuke bit him. And it was pretty good, but of course it just didn't do nothing. It was like a quick like, oh, you bit me, and then turn around and was like, what was that? And we know what Kaido's like. His resilience is just like through the roof. It's just the way he's just looking behind like, oh, that was it. It was great, trust me. And then when you look at it, you see Yamato trying to come in, and then Luffy's just right there. And then, bear in mind, he's already smacked Kaido with an elephant gun, and then he's just smacked him again. Now, this is where I think that Luffy is just gonna go all out. This will be the final battle, as I stated plenty of times, that when Luffy gets back up there, this is going to be it, and it is getting to that point. So, I should have guessed. I really should have guessed that Luffy would have been having this fight with Kaido in this chapter, even though it is the starting of the final fight. But I really wanted him to focus on Sanji versus Queen, but we can't get it, guys. We just can't get it. Hopefully next chapter we'll get it, but knowing what Oda's going to do is he'll show us off Zoro, and then he'll show us off Sanji afterwards. But until we get to that point, it doesn't matter, because yeah, today's chapter, I remember when I said ages ago now, when I said that Luffy is officially confirmed a Yonko, even though it wasn't officially confirmed, but in my eyes, since chapter 1000, since we've got Roof Peace, Luffy has been a Yonko, because he is able to go one-on-one with a Yonko, and this just confirms it for everyone. And I was quite surprised that it's taken this long for people to realise that Luffy is a Yonko. Why did it take Split in the Sky for everyone to be like, oh my god, yes, Luffy is now officially confirmed a Yonko. Oh my god, yes, he could fight Kaido, he could fight Shanks, he could fight Big Mom. Oh yes, he's a Yonko, ha ha ha. Why is it taking this? Why did he not get that from the start? The man walked through 2 Yonkos. The man red rocked Kaido. The man did Conqueror's Haki based attacks. Why has it taken this long? And then talking about that video, as I said, I did say that even though it technically wasn't in the same way that I thought it was going to be, but I said when Luffy goes into Gear 5, we'll see him splitting skies. No, he's doing it in base form. Straight up base form with a Conqueror's Haki attack. And I must say this as well. The way that we had Luffy with the fist, and you see the Conqueror's Haki on his hand, you see Kaido coming in with the club, with the Conqueror's Haki, the clash. Wow. Wow, oh wow. Seeing that sky split, and to be fair, it was worth it, not just for the hype, but it did actually help out Nekomamushi and Inuarashi with their fights, because where the clouds had come over and covered the moon, they came out of their Sulong forms. So Perospero and Jack were both like, oh, well, that was lucky, except Perospero was different. Perospero actually said, well, I've just got all of this luck, it doesn't matter, like, you weren't going to get me. Whereas Jack, on the other hand, he said, well, if I'd have got one more attack, that would have been me finished. And of course, because of the sky splitting, and because of the moon coming back out, they crapped themselves. They just got absolutely finished. And I like the way that it was announced, so we know that they're done. But I'm quite surprised that Jack went down a lot quicker than what I thought he was going to do. I'm not saying that Jack is one of the strongest people, but I thought he would at least put up a bit more of a fight. But that's not to say that Inuarashi and Nekomamushi ain't powerful characters, because look who they were with back all those years ago. So you kind of expect it from them to be a lot stronger than Perospero and Jack. And my god did they wallop them. Like, they were some fantastic ending like attacks that they did to the both of them. Like, it was just easy work for them. completely. They didn't need to worry whatsoever. But now those battles are done and out of the way with, finally, we can focus on the three main guys. Of course, Luffy has had the first blood, technically, because he did actually make Kaido bleed a couple of times, so he's got first blood. But then hopefully we'll now move on to Sanji versus Queen and Zoro versus King. But until we get those guys, we got to focus on like Luffy and Kaido right now, because we know that this is only going to get even more hype as time goes on. Luffy might not even bust out Gear 5 till later on. But then saying that, if he busts out Gear 5 now, and then you've got Kaido in this form, like, this is just going to be one epic battle. I'm not saying it won't be an epic battle with Luffy in base form. I think Luffy is going to test it. But then, because we still don't know exactly what happened when Luffy fainted and fell, we're guessing that it was the Conqueror's Haki that took it out of him. I thought, did he try Gear 5? And, you know, Oda didn't want to exactly say anything at that point because, you know, it's supposed to be a surprise. Or did Luffy try Gear 4? And it did fail. But because we didn't see what happened, I'm hoping that maybe over the course of the next couple of chapters, when we get some of the Luffy stuff, that's if he's gonna go away from it. But if we're gonna stick to it, I really want to see what happened to Luffy. Why did he fall? Is it because he was in base form, or did he actually try Gear 4? Because, I don't know, I feel like with Conqueror's Haki, it may be too powerful for obviously Luffy in base form, hence why he could have fallen. Or if it's too powerful like the Rio is in Gear 4, then that would have also made him faint and he just dropped out. Maybe he was just using Gear 4 or base form, because when you look at it, he was just completely out of it. And every time he's fallen out of it like that, it's either been because he's used Gear 4 originally, like when he went against Doflamingo, and of course people had to, you know, help him to stop from Doflamingo getting to him. And then the same thing happened with Katakuri, except he was able to, you know, sort of stay awake. He was very weakened, but he managed to get away. But this time, because he's using like Rio and Conqueror's Haki based attacks, it is going to take it out of him. But now I've got a funny feeling he's probably going to bust out Gear 5, because he's not going to want to make the same mistake again, and that is fainting or falling off Onigashima, because Onigashima is so close. He even tells Momonosuke, like, you know, well done on, you know, doing what you did against Kaido by biting him, and of course got to give props to Momonosuke for actually dodging like Kaido's attack. He actually just had to do that, and it was lucky. The fact that Momonosuke was that close and managed to dodge Kaido's attack. Like, I'm not gonna get into the whole power scaling, but the way that that like blast breath is, I was expecting it to, you know, proper be really, really quick. And Momonosuke being the character he is, you wouldn't expect him to be like that quick, but he was. Like, so I'm excited to see what Momonosuke is gonna be like when he comes out of that form and just being in his regular adult form. But yeah, getting past that, Luffy has asked him to literally stop Onigashima, like fly to the side and stop it from getting over Wano, like slow it down. I think we will actually get the final fight on Onigashima. I originally thought that if it does get there, and because it's so close, that if Onigashima was to fall then, because of like maybe Conqueror's Haki, then the fight would take place on the mainland within the center of Wano. I still think that is a huge possibility, because a lot of people do want to see Kaido get brought down. And what better way would it be? Obviously, Onigashima crumble right in front of Kaido, and then the final battle takes place down there. But if it crumbles, then obviously there's everyone else that's got to try and make it to safety without dying and, like, you know, imagine to get onto Wano. But of course we will see what Oda is going to deliver that. But then thinking about it, when you look at it this way, you think, well, Oden died in the capital, and then you've got Kaido who would also die in the capital. That would be very, you know, fun and a good way to end it. I'm not saying he's going to die, but get beaten in Wano. I think it's the perfect way. But the way that he started off this fight, in a way, I was kind of expecting a split in Sky, but then I didn't think it would be until later. I thought, if anything, they'd have a few clashes here and there. But I like the way that Oda is now showing, well, you know what, Luffy can do this. It's about time he splits the sky. It's a perfect way. It helps out with the other two as well, which it did. But I was overall very, very impressed with this chapter. Like, from start till finish, it was just very, very hype. And of course, I'm going to touch upon the last little bit as well. Orochi again, being alive. Like, I knew he didn't die the first time round. Second time round, I was like, well, Akazaya 9, yeah, maybe. But no, he's still alive and he knows that Jack and Perospero have gone down. He's more concerned about Jack. Or actually saying that he's not concerned, but the way he's like, okay, Jack went down, but that's not my concern right now. So Orochi's still in the game. It's going to be very interesting to see how this actually goes. Maybe, and when I say maybe, Momonosuke has come off, he could go up against Orochi, because he's going to want to exact revenge on both of those two people. Because Momonosuke even says, well, if it wasn't for you, father and mother would still be here. And it did take him a while to actually bite or do anything to Kaido until actually remembering what happened on that final night before he was sent into the future. But all of that mixed combined just was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going for Kaido. And now he's got the chance to go against Orochi. So, guys, we might actually get Momonosuke versus Orochi, and I'd be totally fine with that. If he manages to stop Onigashima and then has his fight afterwards, I'm totally fine with that. But then saying that, maybe it will be a race against time, even though it already technically is. But then if Momonosuke is there and Orochi comes closer and them two actually see each other, and then maybe Momonosuke is like, you know what? I'm going to take you on and I'm going to defeat you. I need to defeat you. And then we'll see, you know, Orochi's body just fall, and that will be it. I think this could potentially be Momonosuke getting like the biggest dub that he can get by taking out Orochi, because Orochi was technically that main guy. He was that guy apart from Kaido that just had it in for Oden. Oh, I can't wait. I'm really, really excited the way that Wano's moving forward. I think we're definitely getting close to the end of Act 3, so don't be surprised if it ends within the next few chapters, and then Act 4 will be Sanji versus Queen, King versus Zoro, Momonosuke versus Orochi, and then we finally get Act 5. Most of that will be focused on Luffy versus Kaido, even though Luffy versus Kaido will be in Act 4 as well as it is now. Probably not as much, but then of course when we get to Act 5, I think that will be the finale, and of course right at the end will be the end of Wano. So guys, yeah, overall amazing chapter. And so with that being said, guys, make sure to smash this video with a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Make sure to smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you guys never ever miss a post, and of course I will see you guys for the next video. So until then, see ya.